Hello and welcome back to the channel, and today we got some unusual news seeing as Eminem trends for something positive in the LSM, something we don't see often, and later on in the video we have more about the picks for the 2021 Grammys, in which Eminem is nowhere to be found. So sit tight as we run through these topics in a minute. My last video was on the fastest selling hip hop albums of 2020, and in that one I also added how one of Eminem's famous critics caught an L that took nearly 15 years in the making, a testament to the advice that Eminem critics who are also rappers should put effort to focus on themselves rather than Eminem. Under that video, I was also surprised that some viewers believed that The Weeknd was a hip-hop artist when he just recorded the biggest streaming week ever for an R&B album and the biggest week for an R&B album in nearly 4 years. But I can't blame people for the confusion these days, since new hip-hop artists are pretty much mumbling and singing with autotune. Now before we dive into today's topic, remember to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications if you're new, and hit the like button to support the channel. So I was shocked to see Eminem trending, because that happens when there's news of an album or something controversial to drag his name through the mud. But more recently it's happened for reasons that are even more unusual. Days ago it was because a US senator tweeted martial law misspelling Marshall, and people thought it was a new album title, and Eminem stepped in to clarify. And now it's because the LSM has finally caught up to Mike Tyson's podcast with Eminem. Entertainment Tonight Canada started this, I believe, and it blew up to other LSM outlets like wildfire. It states, Eminem gushes over daughter Hailey, she's made me proud. And then People.com took the story. Eminem says he's proud of daughter Hailey for going to college and having no babies. Now this just shows that because of the current situation in the world, news these days is mostly focused on the bug, and there's not much happening when it comes to entertainment. And these outlets are now digging up hit pieces they missed or ignored. When it comes to Eminem and its positive news, it's ignored. But what to do when there's nothing to cover besides the bug? You take what you can get, and now they cover some positive news about Eminem. It's important to add that in the wake of Drake's revelation of his youngster, that attracted some negative comments online. A tweet of how Eminem handled his personal life has gone viral. A user replied to this stating, "That's why I admire Eminem. Put his youngsters in his music but managed to keep them out of the spotlight. I think they are better off for it." And it got this reply, "I wouldn't know Hailey if she walked by me in a mall, and she's Eminem's daughter. A lot of famous parents should learn some." Next up today is about the 2021 Grammys, and Billboard's early picks for the coveted Album of the Year award at the Grammys has been revealed, and one popular album that generally received positive reviews is missing from the list, and it sticks out. Eminem's Music to Be Murdered By is not included in the list for next year's Grammys, but we can't act like we don't know why, because since Eminem exposed the practices of the board behind the scenes, he's not had a single album nomination so far. Eminem dissed the Grammys on Fall and expanded on it in the Eminem and Sway Kamikaze interview about how they use more popular artists to promote lesser known artists to increase TV ratings. They tell him behind the scenes that he has a big shot at winning the Album of the Year award, only to get him there with this tactic and give the award to someone no one watching the show has heard of before. And people have reacted to the news on Twitter. Jesus is King by Kanye is getting some hit, and one user states, "Jesus is King for Album of the Year. This has to be an April Fool's post." On Eminem missing from the list, one user states, "Eminem ain't gonna be nominated no matter how good his album is. Grammys hate him because he talks trash about it." And this is why Eminem respects the Oscars more than the Grammys, because he said that you can win the coveted awards even when you don't attend the show to improve their ratings. He's made it clear that he's not falling for their tricks anymore, so they shouldn't even attempt to get him to the show with the promise that he may win. And it looks like the Grammys keep proving his point. If we can't get you to the show, don't expect to be nominated for Album of the Year. So we'll wrap things up here. Eminem trends on Twitter for being a good father, since entertainment news is slow these days, that they had to go back to days ago to scrape for viral news. And once again, Eminem is snubbed by the Grammys for Album of the Year, but it's not surprising. Leave your thoughts below, like and subscribe if you haven't, and see you on the next one.